See, we have to take salah seriously. I want to know Allah. I want to arrive at the knowledge of Allah. I wish that my spirit were a bird who had its nest in Hadrat al-Quddus and ala bisat al-uns, and it was able to fly around the throne of God as we did tawaf around the throne of God. That's what I want. Okay? And so I love the adhkar and I love the ahzab and I love these things, but you neglect your prayer. You fool. How can you do? You've got to get the horse before the cart. Don't get it backwards. You feel like you can fly with this other stuff. But, if you don't pray correctly, if you don't learn how to put everything in that prayer, you won't get there. I would love to be able to see the lordly light in the creation of all things, and to understand the wisdom of God in that, in the good things and the bad things. Okay, but you won't get that, from these other wonderful things that you do that are so appealing and so attractive. If we don't learn how to pray the salat of the muqarrabeen, not the salat of the mughaffalin, the prayer of the people who are awake. And so this is a great thing. He is telling you what they knew. What Al-Habib al-Hassan ibn Salih Aydarus says of Jifri. Do you think this was something that Umar ibn al-Khattab didn't know? The man who says that if I lost a camel's halter, I could find it in the Quran. Where's the verse about the camel halter? Where is that? It's not there. There's no camel halter in the Quran. And every single camel halter is in the Quran. Because the Quran is the uncreated, infinite speech of the Lord. Therefore, everything known in the knowledge of God, which is also camel halters. God knows of every camel halter and every camel. That's in His knowledge. His knowledge manifests, yakshif. And His speech points, yadul. So everything in the knowledge of God is in the Quran. Even you and your story. Except that you'd have to read it between the lines, between the lines, between the lines. But it is there. Because every word in the Quran is connected to a reality in God's creation that opens up on the tablet of light of all things that will be and all things that have ever been. It's all there in that book, contained in those letters. And this is something we study about in theology. But it's all there. And the Quran, it's like, if you had a beautiful lake on a mountaintop in the summertime, and the sky is filled with stars, which are millions and millions of light years apart, but they're all there in the lake. And the lake is just from here to there, or the pond. But I can see the Milky Way, I can see all the planets, all of the stars, the shooting stars. I can see them in the lake top, on the summer night on the top of the mountain. And they're not inside that. And that's the way the Quran is too. That everything is in there. How, and someday you will see that. May it be in this world the most beautiful thing you ever heard, which gave you knowledge of beauty, knowledge of majesty, knowledge of good, knowledge of evil, that made you be stimulated when you hear the drum and you hear the nasheed and the beautiful sounds. What was that? Alastu bi rabbikum. When God gathered us all together on the plain of Arafat, where we make pilgrimage, and He, out of the loins of our blessed father, Adam, we were only this big. Only this big. And He manifested Himself to us, and He said, am I not your Lord? Not your Lord, who commands you, do this, and prohibits you, do not do this. That's what the Lord does. The Lord commands and the Lord prohibits. The Lord also guides. The Lord also brings you up stage by stage. But ultimately, the Lord is the one who says, do this, do not do that. That's why you don't take your ego as a Lord. When your ego says, no, do this, don't do that. So who is your Lord? Your ego or the Lord of the worlds?